So the year was 2011. The internet was teeming with image macros, planking photos, bronies, epic honey badgers, and among other various forms of antiquated meme formats. But in 2011, the internet users would be faced with a meme that would challenge their understanding of how bad a meme could possibly get. And this came in the form of a living meme. In early 2011, a song would be released that was so heart-wrenchingly cringe, so diabolically terrible, that many considered it to be the worst song ever made. And can you guess who the artist is of this song that I'm talking about? Well, check your calendars, baby, because this song is Friday by Rebecca Black. Let's talk about whatever happened to Rebecca Black and explore the backlash of her releasing her song Friday all the way back in 2011. So let's get a little biographical history on Rebecca before we go any further here. Rebecca Black was born June 21st in Irvine, California. She's half Caucasian and half Mexican. Black was placed into Oak Ridge Private School located in Orange County, California, but after the 6th grade would leave this private school after she claimed the student population had formed cliques and was actually bullying her. And let me go ahead and tell you, this wouldn't be the first time that Rebecca Black would face bullying in her lifetime. Once Rebecca Black made the transition from private school to public school, she was looking for an extracurricular program at her new school to help her socialize and make new friends. So during her 7th grade year, she would apply for the school's musical theater program, and to her own surprise, she got accepted. So Rebecca Black's participation in this theater program sort of helped foster a deep-rooted love for music and also built a fire inside of her. She wanted to pursue a career in music. So what does Rebecca Black do next after getting accepted into this program and learning skills from it? Well, she wants to actually make some of her own music. During the summer between the 7th and 8th grade, one of her friends from school had published a music video onto YouTube which had an original song and music video shot for it. Black wanted to know how her friend did this, and her friend admitted she'd used a company called Arc Music Factory. And Arc Music Factory was a company that was popular in the early years of the decade 2011, 2012. I remember seeing these things on YouTube quite a bit. Basically, when young kids in high school or even younger wanted to make it big in the music industry, they would try to reach out to any sort of organization that would help them make a music video. So Arc Music Factory was able to help these kids out by making music videos for them for a small cost though. So Rebecca Black asked her mom if she could potentially team up with Arc Music Factory and make a song of her own for YouTube. Her mom thought this would be a good idea. You know, you have an actual song and performance under your resume. It'll help you out in the future if you have this to write down as an experience. So her mom forked over the $4,000 to Arc Music Factory, and they agreed to help Rebecca Black record a song and also make a music video. And of course, on the surface, you're 13-year-old Rebecca Black at the time, you should be ecstatic. But as you know, with the topics I cover on this channel, there's always something that just overcomplicates things and makes it not as clean and simple as you would like it to be. So throughout 2010, Arc Media would write a song for Rebecca Black, and this song was the infamous one we all know and love today called Friday. Friday was written by two guys, Clarence J and notably Patrice Wilson. Now Patrice Wilson is another video altogether. Some of you may be familiar with this guy as he's been covered on H3H3 Productions before. But basically the too long didn't read story is this guy is just known throughout the internet as being a creep. If you want to know more about the Patrice Wilson stuff, check out this video by TheGamerFromMars that I'll link in the description box because it's a pretty good investigation / deep dive into this dude. But anyways, the important thing for you to know here is that Friday was mostly written by Patrice Wilson. Rebecca Black didn't write any of this music. So in January of 2011, the song and music video were completely finished, and by the time February 10th rolled around, the video would be uploaded to YouTube. And within the first few weeks of its publication, this video does about as well as you would expect it to without any sort of shout out. I mean, this is basically just some high school project that you threw up on YouTube. It's not going to get that many views. It had about 3,000 views in a couple of weeks time, and most of these views were comprised of students from her high school and friends and family that she just knew from a first-hand basis. But by the time March came around, Rebecca Black was about to get broadsided by a tsunami-sized wave of hate and criticism, and all of this hate and criticism and vitriol was brewed by the one and only Daniel Tosh. So in March, Daniel Tosh had scoured through the internet and somehow stumbled across Rebecca Black's video, and he thought it was such a cringy piece of work that it was a worthy thing for him to share on his Tosh.0 blog, with the caption, "Songwriting isn't for everyone." And this Tosh.0 blog was super popular at the time, so definitely his fans were going to Rebecca Black's video and leaving some comments on it. You best believe that. And honestly, the commenters weren't wrong for doing this. As I went back and watched Rebecca Black's Friday video for the research involved with this video, I was sort of taken aback at how bad this video actually was. I don't remember it being this bad. Here, let me just kind of break down why this thing is just so cringy. You've got the amateurish iMovie-esque filters. This sign is clearly superimposed on here in post-editing. Ugh, preteens with braces! Ah! Rebecca Black's terribly mediocre singing ability.
Friday, Friday.
Oh God, that voice. Yep, there goes my ears.
Don't get me started on the songwriting and the narrative of this music video. I mean, this one part right here. So she's talking about she's got to get up and get ready for school, go downstairs, and then head to the bus stop after she gets her cereal, right? So you can clearly see she goes outside and her friends just randomly show up in this convertible and she hops in the car and just starts going off and having a time. I thought you were going to school. Like your family is literally right behind you. They would see you skipping class truancy. Isn't that illegal in your state? But this video narrative is just all over the place. And then Patrice Wilson just comes through out of nowhere like this grown man who has nothing to do with this music video, like on his way to Taco Bell at 3 in the morning after leaving the bar. I'm sorry, I had to go on a bit of a tangent there because this music video really just kind of flabbergasted me as how bad it was. I don't know how an adult and Patrice Wilson and the people involved with making this put this thing out there without once questioning the fact that, is this actually good? But yeah, Friday, definitely a pretty serious ear bleeder of a song. So after Tosh shared Rebecca Black's video Friday, the thing would just experience a dramatically huge spike in views and overall interest, and it never ceased. Within 2 days, this thing got 2 million views, which is insane if you're a 13-year-old girl who just put out some random song hoping to get a little bit of viewership from your high school. But in a way, this wasn't the greatest attention for Rebecca Black because there was an overwhelmingly large amount of dislikes and hateful comments on the video. I think the dislike to like ratio on this thing was like 90% disliked to 10% liked. And she was ruthlessly bullied in the comment sections, people throwing all types of wild insults at her. It was getting to a point where legitimate criticism was just turning into a pure hate train. In fact, Rebecca Black had stated in an interview that she had handpicked like the meanest comment that she could find. She had picked out the most hurtful comment she had received, and this was, "I hope you cut yourself and I hope you get an eating disorder so you'll look pretty." Damn, son. And with the massive spike in viewership and attention she was getting, media outlets were also trying to run stories on her and get interviews. And one of the most hilarious situations with news/media outlets trying to make a story on her was when CNN published some fake news about Rebecca Black. So this story published by CNN claimed that Rebecca Black was pregnant at 13. But this entire story hinged on a clearly obvious Photoshop of Rebecca Black holding up a piece of paper saying something like, "I'm pregnant," when this was the original photo that Rebecca Black was holding. It was just a piece of paper advertising her social media outlets. I mean, at this point, we're like super familiar with this meme format. You know, you find a picture of a famous person holding up a piece of paper and replace what's on the piece of paper with a funny message or meme. CNN definitely caught the big oof on that one. So there were several interviews where Rebecca Black claimed that the bullying was getting to a point where it was too much to handle, and her parents actually took her out of public school and she became homeschooled. And getting away from the students wouldn't be enough. She still had the online onslaught of people just constantly hitting her with these hate comments. It seemed like her dreams of becoming a musician would be squandered because no one liked her. But all of this bullying and crap would be laced with a silver lining whenever she was hit up by the one and only Katy Perry. So Katy Perry actually reached out to Rebecca Black's manager and asked her to appear in her music video for the song Friday Night. Which, you know what, Katy Perry? That was a nice move of you to do, and I respect you as a human. But yeah, here's a clip of Rebecca Black showing up in Katy Perry's music video right here. So as far as your ego goes, I would imagine Rebecca Black was feeling pretty good after a co-sign from Katy Perry. And not long after she appeared in Katy Perry's music video, she would get a co-sign from Lady Gaga. And if you weren't aware, Katy Perry and Lady Gaga were pretty poppin' in 2011. But here's what Lady Gaga had to say.
I say
Rebecca Black is a genius, and anyone that's telling her she's cheesy is full of shit.
I think in Rebecca Black's mind, this sort of disproved all of the critics as just haters at this point. And she would follow her dream and continue to make new music. I mean, she made another song in 2013 called Saturday. This wouldn't be her only effort at making music though. She's been musically active every year since Friday. And her projected net worth is around 1.5 milli, baby. At the end of the day, I think Rebecca Black has laughed her way all the way to the bank. And you all know the saying is, it's Friday, baby, I just got paid. Rebecca Black definitely took Friday and turned it into a whole weekend of fun, because she made her money's worth off of this song. Rebecca Black's Friday music video is in that top echelon of the most viewed YouTube videos of all time, and it is certainly an important cornerstone in YouTube music history, if not music history, as the song that was known as the worst song ever made. So what do you guys think about the Friday Rebecca Black story? Do you think she deserved the amount of hate that she got at the time? Do you remember the situation involving this when the song came out? See, I remember when this song came out, this is when Justin Bieber was getting his maximum amount of hate. You see, nowadays Justin Bieber isn't really hated on as much as he used to be, but people were seeing these child stars making music as like the cringiest thing back then, so I don't know. But hey, I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure you check out my boys over at Cool Shirts. They've got some super dope winter wear that you need to check out. Major shout outs to my patrons. I appreciate you guys' continued support, and wavywebsurf out. Peace.